Close your eyes. Have no fear. The monster's gone. He's on.
I don't wanna be the owner of your fantasy. I just wanna be a part of your family.
Wow, I haven't stubbed my toe in 5 months, I said with joys. I was then shot 57 times.
It's not an act of love if you make her, you make me do too much labor. All day, every day, therapist, mother made.
Her face card never decline. Man, fuck all that makeup, you fine. Better tell all them niggas you mine. She $1 way more than a dime.
Over the Dead Sea, keeping you company. Think
I'm not even fucking skinny, bitch. I know I'm not fucking skinny, but I'm not fucking fat like you. I'm not. So, bitch, let me wear what the fuck I want to wear, because if a super skinny girl was wearing these exact same shorts, you wouldn't say shit, bitch. So shut the fuck up. Like, damn. Here's your ugly ass.
I used to make up long speeches to you after you left. I used to talk to you.
And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you.
This was saga from bitch. King.
Do you want to know one of my biggest pet peeves? This is one of my biggest pet peeves, and I better not get hit for this. I cannot stand when I see girls with boobs, like with like a B cup. If you can fit in a Victoria's Secret bra, you have boobs. I literally can't fit in any bras. The only bra I can fit in is a size 28A from the little bra company. Like, no joke. They're like, I'm flat as a board. But you're like a B or a C. Buddy, are you kidding me? You're flat as a board? I can press my hands all the way against my chest. When I lay down, they're gone. It's like I have light switches. I'm sorry. But they're like, I have nothing. If you think that's nothing, let's trade. Because you can't be so serious right now. Just posted a slideshow of my little sister to... Sorry. Posted a slideshow of my little sister to the song Never Grow Up by Taylor Swift. because her 15th birthday was yesterday. Oh my god. Okay, this is my first real period that I've had since I stopped taking birth control, and you could tell I'm very emotional. Basically, me and my sister are like 8 years apart, I think. Like, our age gap is so hard because I literally went to college when she turned like 10, and then in a blink of an eye, college was over, and then she was a teenager. So like, I feel like I missed out so much of her life because I was away at school. And obviously, like, I came home, but I was so wrapped up in like my own shit. Like, I was only home for breaks, really, and I feel like so shitty about it. We were inseparable our whole lives, like, obviously, because I always wanted a little sister, and she like did everything that I wanted with me. Like, we did cheer, we were literally on the same cheer team for so long because she was so talented. And then, like, I remember leaving, and she was like literally like 9, like so little, and then like all of a sudden I graduate college and I look at her and I'm like, it's just such a weird feeling because I feel like I missed out on so much, and I just feel like it's my fault. 15, 16, I started getting a boyfriend and like having more friends, and we couldn't like hang out all the time. And then she did a different sport, she did dance and I did cheer, so we weren't together 24/7. And I don't know, I just have like immense guilt. And now I moved again, and I just feel like now she's like an adult almost, and it's like up until like a couple months ago, I saw her as like a baby, so it's like hard for me to wrap my head around it. Then she's gonna go to college, and then like that fucking song, that fuck ass song.
I don't want you to apologize. I want you to feel all of it. I want you to drown in the guilt. I want to be the one to hold you under, the same way you held me, without mercy, without second thoughts. I'm tired of being gentle, being tender, soft-spoken, tired of swallowing my anger like it's poison. Tired of being silent. I want to scream. I want the world to hear me. I want you to hear me. Under all that guilt, I want you to suffocate in it, choke on the shame you avoided. I want you to know what it feels like to carry all of this anger, this sadness, this pain. I want you to carry it on your back, have the heaviness weigh you down. You don't get to apologize for things you should have never done in the first place. You don't get my forgiveness. Some scars run too deep, and this damage cannot be undone. And if this makes me a monster, I'll wear the fangs, I'll let the blood drip from my fingertips. If turning ugly makes me seen, oh, what a great monster I'll be. My tenderness will not be the weapon that kills me. I'll choose cold over kindness, if it keeps me from being gentle for the sake of someone who's only waiting to break me. I'd rather be a monster in this world of beasts than be soft in a world that devours me whole.
Who am I here with?
Harper.
Who was your last kiss?
A guy named Ty.
Rate it 1 to 10.
10.
Who am I here with?
Ariston Tobar.
Who was your last kiss?
Harper Silver.
Rate it 1 to 10.
Like a 7.
Who am I here with?
Lauren Wechter.
Who was your last kiss?
Ariston Tobar.
Rate it 1 to 10.
7.
Who am I here with?
Ariston Tobar.
Rate your kiss with Lauren.
It was like a 7.
Who am I here with?
Koa.
Who was your last kiss?
Delilah.
Rate it 1 to 10. Rate it 1 to 10.
It was like an 8.
Who am I here with?
Delilah.
Rate your kiss with Koa.
An 8 out of 10.
Who am I here with?
Jalen Dick.
Who was your last kiss?
Matthew Favre.
Rate it 1 to 10.
10.
Oh, shit. Ooh.
Who am I here with?
Matthew Favre.
Who was your last kiss?
Jalen.
Rate it out of 10.
10.
Imagine meeting you. How do I think about you day and night? It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. If I should call you up, invest a dime, and you say you belong to me and ease my mind. Imagine how the world could be so very fine, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life.
Actual conversations I have had regarding my Crohn's disease. Oh my god, you have Crohn's? That must be why you're so skinny. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I had that. So you poop in a bag, right? Mm-hmm. So it's probably hard for you to find partners to be intimate with, huh?
That's really not any of your business.
Well, it just seems like something people wouldn't really want to.
I'm good.
Wait, so you have Crohn's. That must mean you can't, eat anything, right?
No, I mean, I eat whatever I want.
Yeah, but my cousin has Crohn's, and she can't eat whatever she wants.
Well, me and your cousin are different people.
Yeah, but, she just, poops up a storm, and she gets really bad stomach aches if she, eats anything, especially spicy food.
Right, and that is unfortunate. I do get stomach aches.
Wait, but I thought you have the bag, so you're cured. Where are you getting this information from? I had Taco Bell last night, and I can't stop pooping today. Do you think I have Crohn's?
Could it be that you had Taco Bell last night?
Yeah, but, sometimes my stomach hurts.
Could it be that you eat at Taco Bell sometimes?
I don't know. One time my poop was kind of red.
I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I can't diagnose you.
Yeah, but isn't that, what happens to you, too?
No. Actually, no.
My uncle has Crohn's. Do you know him?
Who's your uncle?
His name is Jeremy. He lives in Minnesota.
Why would I know your uncle?
'Cause you guys both have Crohn's.
Right. No, never met the guy. Looking forward to the possibility of it someday, though.
Wait. What do you mean you're on medication? Haven't you tried just eating clean?
Wouldn't you imagine that as a chronically ill person, I've tried everything? Wouldn't you think that, maybe?
Yeah, but, my mom knows this really good holistic doctor. I'm sure he could help you.
Yeah, I've tried eating healthy. I've tried eating nothing at all. Fun fact, that actually doesn't cure Crohn's.
Well, do you exercise?
Yeah, I do.
And you've tried getting shots and infusions and all of that stuff for it?
You couldn't even imagine what I've been through to try to feel okay. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, but, have you tried...
Shut up!
I am so unbelievably furious. Trigger warning, was sexually assaulted by my oral surgeon 7 years ago. And last month, the trial finally concluded. 7 years ago, okay? And this is not even how I wanted to come on here and talk about it, because I've been working up the courage to do that for various reasons for a while since it ended, and I've been waiting for years to be able to finally talk about it. And I'm so upset because every step of the way, about a lot of things, but specifically right this moment, about how the media has mishandled this case, it's huge. It was 19 women, including myself, that moved forward with testifying in this trial. And I've already had to send, after the trial, an email asking one news station local to where it was happening to fix their article when they wrote about our victim impact statements, because they had multiple things wrong with it. Incorrect. I was there for all of our statements, and what they chose to talk about, one girl who was a minor and had an incredibly impactful victim impact statement, they chose to quote her on a song lyric about poker. And the only reason she had it in her fucking victim impact statement was because the defense attorney made a mockery of all of us in his closing argument, using a poker analogy and quoting fucking "Know when to hold and know when to walk, know when to run," whatever that fucking song is. And so she pointed out in her victim impact statement how absurd it was for him to say that. And then the only thing that they mentioned in that news article was that lyric that she used. That's what they took out of it. That's what they wanted to do after 19 women came forward and said, this man, this trusted member of society, came forward and testified after years and years and years of start and go, get up there and talk about your body and your assault in front of everyone in the courtroom. That is what you choose to push out to the public. And then, so that was a month ago, and they removed that. I sent an email and they removed the whole paragraph. So we don't even have any mention of our victim impact statements any longer, which is better, but still fucked up. So now this morning I get a notification of what I thought was a pretty good local news station. They handled the actual trial decently, even though there were so many things that we would see in the news that like were never said or didn't make. Anyways, everyone in our town and wherever else this has reached has wondered, why 7 years? Why did it take from mine happened 7 years ago, and I reported to the police and they didn't have enough to move forward. So they had to wait for it to happen to more people. So a little under 2 years later, it's like a year and a half, he finally gets arrested. This would be spring of, it was February, end of January, February of 2019. So this happened to me in October of 2017. 2019, he gets arrested. And so everyone has wondered, why did it take until September of this year, of 2024, for him to have his trial? When they finally addressed this in this news article, I was listening to them have like this very scripted back and forth, like podcast style conversation about it. And I want to acknowledge that I respect very much so one of the reporters, very surprised by this. They finally address like, oh, he's asking, oh, you interviewed the prosecutor, Connie, who, I love that woman, and said, you found out why it took so long. And her answer was a big part, was basically getting all 19 women to agree to testify and prepping them, which, yes, prepping takes a while, and collecting evidence, sure. How about mentioning a global fucking pandemic in 2020? How about mentioning how he changed lawyers 3 times over the course of this? We were prepped, and it was like a week away in 2023. It was not the first time this happened, but it was the closest that we got to actually moving forward with our trial last year. And he had to change to a new lawyer, so they had to give that lawyer time. Interesting, convenient, that this man got 5 years free. Don't talk about that. Talk about having to talk us into testifying. Are you fucking kidding me? There's so many things that I was unprepared for in the years since this was done to me that I have had to deal with, re-traumatizing through the justice system. And you know what? The last month I've been grappling with that because I'm lucky to even have gotten a trial at all. That's the reality. I'm lucky to even have gotten a chance to re-traumatize myself on that witness stand. I am lucky that he was found guilty. I am lucky. Okay? And you know what? I say that because you can see how much contempt I hold for having to have done this. That has taken 7 years of my life in various ways, in various forms, and God knows how many more. But you know what? He was found guilty. And he will die in prison. And that is huge, but the bare minimum. But to continuously have information come out, I thought they'd interviewed the prosecutor. Like, the public wants to know this big question because it's part of why they didn't trust us the whole time. And even hearing that a jury found him guilty and listened to all of us and that there wasn't enough evidence, to then turn around and essentially blame us for taking so long to agree to trial. That's not what happened. Yes, there's scheduling things, but like, because you are organizing a lot of people. And then, I had, 10 witnesses myself for my case, something like that. So yeah, that's part of it. But that is not the biggest part. The pandemic is important for context. Things were shut down. So they couldn't collect evidence for years. Like, I don't understand how much of a disservice, it's not even that, like, that does not even hold the weight of how disrespectful isn't the word either, just disgraceful. I don't know. I cannot figure out it is harmful. It is harmful to continuously frame things in a way that is not, it's leaving out such big, like, this is not the way that I wanted to talk about this. But it needs to be spoken about. Why is it that the media can't get this right? Why is it that they're not more careful and considerate? It's inconsiderate in a harmful, like, in such a harmful way. And
how is that possible?
This teacher essayed a 14-year-old student but was determined too pretty to go to prison. Deborah Lefebvre always wanted to be a teacher and got her dream job in 2002 as a middle school English teacher in the Tampa area. After her first year of teaching, Deborah met Owen and the two were married only 8 months later. But less than 1 year after tying the knot, Owen got suspicious that his new bride was being unfaithful. He thought that she was having an affair with another teacher and Deborah was sleeping with someone at school. But I doubt Owen could ever imagine that that would be a 14-year-old student. At the start of the 2003-2004 school year, Deborah started dressing really inappropriately for a middle school teacher, like short skirts and low-cut tight tops, and she started getting a lot of attention from the middle school boys that she was teaching. And Deborah did not want to be an authority figure despite going into a career of teaching. She wanted to be friends with her students, like one of their peers. But Deborah would still refer to her male students as little boys when talking to her husband or her friends, so it's like she knows that they're children, which makes what Deborah did next so disturbing. Deborah's victim's identity has been protected, so we're just going to refer to him as Jay. Jay has been described as like a popular jock type. He was athletic and funny, but he's also been described as very immature because, he's 14 in middle school, not even in high school yet. When Jay met Deborah, Mrs. Lefebvre, he had just turned 14 and, he thought that she was really attractive, so he would flirt with her, and Deborah liked the attention, so she didn't tell him to stop. The two got particularly close on a school field trip that Deborah was chaperoning. And for the rest of the school year, Deborah was pretty much by the book grooming this child. She was always trying to get him alone in her classroom, even though he wasn't one of the students in her class. She would offer him ride homes and also buy him gifts. And Jay began bragging to his 13 and 14-year-old friends that he was going to sleep with Mrs. Lefebvre. On the last day of the school year, Deborah gave Jay detention so they could have alone time in her classroom. During detention, Deborah told Jay that she was thinking of him, that she had feelings for him. She lifted up her shirt and then kissed him. Jay went home and called his 15-year-old cousin that we're just going to call Cousin for this video, and he told Cousin that a hot teacher liked him, but Cousin didn't really believe Jay, so Jay was going to prove it to him. During that summer break, 24-year-old Deborah, 14-year-old Jay, and 15-year-old Cousin would hang out while Deborah's husband was at work. Deborah started dressing like a teenager, using a baby voice, and would even put her hair in pigtails, and she told Jay that the forbidden, inappropriate nature of their relationship was a turn-on. In early June, Deborah picked up Jay and Cousin for the first time and brought them back to her place, where she took Jay into the bedroom that she shared with her husband and performed an act on him. Then on the drive home, she instructed Cousin to take over the driving even though he was 15 and didn't have a driver's license, so she could do another act on Jay in the back seat. A few days later, Deborah told Jay to meet her at her classroom, even though they had no business being there because school had ended 2 weeks prior. But Deborah wanted a private place for them to go all the way. And this was Jay's first time ever. And Deborah would statutory S him 3 times in 4 days. The next time was when Jay's 15-year-old cousin was illegally driving Deborah's car once again, and Jay and Deborah were in the back seat. and 15-year-old cousin was watching it through the rearview mirror. And then the last time was once again in Deborah's car when they were parked at a playground while cousin was waiting outside the car. This all came to light when a friend of cousin's mom saw him out with an older, provocatively dressed woman. And cousin's mom confronted cousin about this, but of course he lied. But then that same night, his mother overheard him on the phone with a friend saying that his cousin was sleeping with a hot teacher. Cousin's mom called her sister, which was Jay's mom, and Jay just admitted everything, so his mom called the police. The police had Jay call Deborah so she would incriminate herself over the phone call while they recorded it. On the phone call, Jay said that he was nervous because they hadn't used protection the 3 times that they hooked up, but Deborah said it was okay, you don't have to use protection. And then Jay asked if they wanted to meet up again so they could hook up, and Deborah said yes. But when Deborah showed up to hook up with this middle school boy once again for the 4th time, the police were already waiting for her and they arrested her, and she was facing 15 years in prison. And very quickly this made international news because at the time this kind of thing was still pretty unheard of, and Deborah was seen as so beautiful, so this was a huge scandal. Something very controversial that happened after Deborah was arrested was some male officers actually forced her to take off all of her clothing so they could photograph literally every single inch of her body as evidence so they could match it up with the way that Jay described her body. And I personally have never heard of something like this. You have to let me know if you've heard of this in any kind of case before. But Deborah actually went on to say that this incident felt like she was the actual victim of SA. And very famously, during court, Deborah's defense attorney said to the judge that she was too pretty to go to prison. And although she was facing 15 years in prison, Deborah walked away with no jail time. Yeah, you heard that right. She was sentenced to 3 years of house arrest and 7 years of probation, but she ended up getting early release on house arrest and probation. And Deborah's husband, Owen, did stick by her for a while, but eventually did file for divorce. And this is gonna sound pretty bad, but I actually have little sympathy for Owen. He ended up cashing out on a book he wrote about the situation that he called Gorgeous Disaster, the tragic story of Deborah LaFave, where he really paints Deborah as the victim and really dismisses all the trauma of the actual victim, a 14-year-old, because I cannot stress this enough. It does not matter the gender of a victim. It's a 14-year-old. If you're watching this and you don't see Deborah as a predator, I cannot stress this enough, you are part of the problem, because I don't care if you're a boy and this was your dream when you were in middle school, in high school. If you're an adult now and you don't have a problem with a grown person being attracted to someone in middle school, then you're just a creep. And to this day, Deborah has pretty much stayed out of the limelight, even though she was a household name and kind of seen as a celebrity for a while. She thinks of herself as a good person. She is a Christian now, she remarried, she's a mother now, but to this day has never shown any remorse for what she did. And if you watched the end of this video, appreciate you guys so much. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever even heard of this case before? I'm sure some of my older audience definitely has heard of this before. And while you're in the comments, please let me know what case you want to see me cover next. Until then, love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video.
Day of Christmas, my teacher gave to me an essay due next week. On the second day of Christmas, my teacher gave to me 2 math assignments and an essay due next week. On the third day of Christmas, my teacher gave to me social anxiety, 2 math assignments and an essay due next week. On the 4th day of Christmas, my teacher gave to me 4 presentations, social anxiety, 2 math assignments, and an essay due next week. On the 5th day of Christmas, my teacher gave to me 5 failing grades, 4 presentations, social anxiety, 2 math assignments, and an essay due next week. On the 6th day of Christmas, my teacher gave to me 6 hours of homework, 5 failing grades, 4 presentations, social anxiety, 2 math assignments, and an essay due next week. On the 7th day of Christmas, my teacher gave to me 7 chapters reading, 6 hours of homework, 5 failing grades, 4 presentations, social anxiety, 2 math assignments, and an essay due next week. On the 8th day of Christmas, my teacher gave to me 8 tardy passes, 7 chapters reading, 6 hours of homework, 5 failing grades, 4 presentations, social anxiety, 2 math assignments, and an essay due next week. On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 9 historical figures, 8 tardy passes, 7 chapters reading, 6 hours of homework, 5 failing grades, 4 presentations, social anxiety, 2 math assignments, and an essay due next week. On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10,000 flashcards, 9 historical figures, 8 tardy passes, 7 chapters reading, 6 hours of homework, 5 failing grades, 4 presentations, social anxiety, 2 math assignments, and an essay due next week. I love it! On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me all websites blocked, 10,000 flashcards, 9 historical figures, 8 tardy passes, 7 chapters reading, 6 hours of homework, 5 failing grades, 4 presentations, social anxiety, 2 math assignments, and an essay due next week. My brain hurts. On the 12th day of Christmas, my teacher gave to me crippling depression, all websites blocked, 10,000 flashcards, 9 historical figures, 8 tardy passes, 7 chapters reading, 6 hours of homework, 5 failing grades, 4 presentations, social anxiety, 2 math assignments, and an